to another One Piece manga review. The gang is here. Christian and Lynn, I know y'all been waiting for this. Look, this is chapter 1060 review, Luffy's Dream. Now, real quick, I know y'all gonna be like, well, damn, we don't get y'all's thoughts on Wano. We don't get all of that. Look, we wanted to give y'all this first because we're back on our bullshit, back grinding mode. Y'all are getting One Piece videos weekly. We'll probably give y'all 2 videos a week if I'm being honest, but we just have to do the 1060 first, and then the video on Saturday it'll be titled One Piece Wano Thoughts and Breakdown, or it'll be like One Piece Our Thoughts So Far, and we'll be talking everything from the end of Wano, what went down with Blackbeard and Boa Hancock and Kobe, what went down with Mihawk and Cross Guild, where does Mihawk stand, how Shanks. Trust me and Christian have been texting, debating Shanks versus Mihawk. We will be talking about that. We have a lot to discuss, but 1060 is too big of a chapter for us not to get a review out. What happened in 1060 is insane, so we have to discuss it. Also, just want to let y'all know, because I'm transparent, the reason why y'all didn't get videos because I was going through a little mental health, and I think it's time for us it shouldn't be shamed upon or say you don't want to say it, because it's a real thing. And we're going to be bringing on a doctor on the Bros Who Think podcast in a couple of weeks to talk about mental health, to talk about grieving, to talk about that process. Because if y'all don't know, I lost my grandpa this year. And I think that had a lot to do with my summer of I don't want to call it depression, but my summer of just not being in it. Because as Christian knows, when that happened, I just got to work. I didn't take time off. We didn't do anything. I just got to work. And I think in the middle of the summer, it made my work suffer. So just to be honest, that's probably what happened. So I want to let y'all know, but I'm good. We all good. And now we back to grinding. Let me introduce my brother, because music, this is the one. We got to talk about this one. Like Dr. Strange says, we're in the end game now. Christian, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing much better in general. You know, as you were saying, also went through a bout where I was in the pits. And then specifically, you know, from the anime perspective, you know, I'm going to save this mostly for Saturday.
It's been whack.
But these chapters have been delivered.
Oh, you talking about why? You talking about why? Oh, yeah, no, One Piece.
I'm talking about like anime-wise and manga-wise with One Piece, it's been much better for me.
Oh, for sure. For sure. But I'd say mostly anime as a whole, and this is what me and Krista talked about, because even though I was going through my funk, it didn't make sense for us to put out an anime talk video because there's no anime for us to talk about. October? Bro.
It's gonna be great. That's my birth month. I'm so happy. Look, my birthday's October 5th, October 10th. I think Bleach is hitting.
Are you a big Bleach fan?
I have always been a big Bleach fan. I read the 1,000-Year Blood War years ago.
So the reason why I asked is because me and Krista, we're going to be doing anime talk videos weekly, but it's not going to be a full anime talk on the off weeks. So on the normal weeks, it's going to be the anime talk episode. But on the other, because there's so many anime, we're going to be reviewing the ones we don't cover. And I was asking because if you're a Bleach fan, you and Jazz can do that review with us on the off weeks. Because I think on the off weeks, watch, let me tell you, because I wrote it down what we're going to be reviewing. And this is good. So all of y'all who listen to this, y'all can check out that. But in the off weeks, so on the show, we're reviewing Chainsaw Man, My Hero, Mob Psycho. That should be obvious. The podcast was birthed on Mob Psycho. I am a My Hero fan, and Chris is a Chainsaw Man fan. So we got one of his, one of ours, and one together. Now, in the off weeks, we're going to be doing Bleach, Blue Lock, and I believe Spy Family. So in the off weeks, if you want to come on and review those with us, more than welcome to. Because I know you're a Bleach guy. Same thing with Jazz. But October is going to be nuts. Be sure to check out Anime Talk. Literally, the next 2 episodes are, Chris called it our preseason. It's literally this one that dropped this week is preseason game 1. The one that drops in 2 weeks is preseason game 2. And then the next one, we're live.
October's going to be heat, man. I hope you're ready.
I'm excited. Also, we got to talk Kaiju number 8 as well. Y'all will get that next week. But the new arc.
Absolutely.
We're now in the shits. For all the people who was like, should I wait till it heats up? It's hot. It's on fire.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you already know this. It's been some heat, but
for sure.
Turning it up even hotter, bro.
But like we said, so Saturday we're going to do the full One Piece breakdown of Wano and everything that happened in the after. But today we're talking 1060 because 1060 is too important. It's titled Luffy's Dream. So, as y'all know, we do a quick summary and then we break down the big portions. The chapter starts off with Luffy finally telling his crew his dream. Also learning about Sabo, him not believing it, saying like, "Yo, nah, my brother wouldn't do that." And then Zoro does a big vice captain moment where he's like, "Bro, you trusted in Ace to have his own journey. Trust in Vivi, trust in Sabo, trust in your brother. Just because it's Vivi, you got to believe in her, just like you would believe in Ace." Then they find out about Cross Guild. No one believes that shit. And then Robin's like, "Some other shit happened. Luffy, do you want me to tell you?" And Luffy's like, "Nah, too much lore right now." AKA Oda's like, "I'm wait to tell y'all some of this other shit." Right. The chapter then continues with Luffy telling his friends his dream. And I loved everyone's reaction. At first they were like, "Huh?" But then they're his crew. They love him. And they all have a great reaction to finding out his true dream. We then cut to Marijois, or well, not to necessarily Marijois. We cut to where the Marine headquarters is, but then we cut to Marijois. We see them tapping into Sabo's phone, and then basically by the end of the chapter, they're like, whoa, we learned too much. Cut the tap. That's how you know it's crazy when the government's tapping, and they're like, y'all niggas can't know this. We can't tap no more. The gorosei starts talking. They're like, "Oh shit, is it time?" Eam's like, "Oh, it's fucking time, nigga." And basically, Sabo tells Dragon and the Revolutionaries he wasn't the one that killed Cobra, but he walked in a room he shouldn't and saw that they have a king, Eam. And then Eam was like, "Yo, no. Cleansing." I don't know what the fuck he dropped on him. Basically, the One Piece equivalent of a nuke. And then they basically say the planet on that island exists no more. When the Straw Hats are coming up on some ocean shit, they come up into this big whirlpool, which my guess is this a remnant of what just happened right there? We'll talk about it in the chapter. But they pick up none other than one of the final supernova that we haven't met yet, Jewelry Bonnie, which me and you have always said, when we get to Bonnie, we're in the end game. So Christian, where would you like to begin? This is an incredible chapter. This might be, obviously the last two chapters have been incredible, but this is the one that really moves the needle to where we're going next.
I mean, this is another one of these chapters where I would say, for the most part, we could cover it chronologically, but instead...
Yeah, it's Luffy's dream. Like, we don't...
It's kind of like, it starts off with the Straw Hats, it gives us Sabo, and then it goes back to the Straw Hats. So I almost just cover the Straw Hats and then
cover Sabo. Yeah,
because that
really
is
for
its own, mega
100%. We will cover the Straw Hats in the beginning, then do Sabo, and then finish with Bonnie. But in the beginning with the Straw Hats, it's mostly just the cool Zoro moment.
Yeah.
Like, that was really my big takeaway, was like, okay, Zoro, another vice captain moment. You love to see it every time he shows why he's the vice captain.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, in my opinion, as you said, breaking this down, it's very interesting because I said this many, many chapters ago, right? So Robin is this quintessential figure who was with the Revolutionary Army for 2 years. So I've speculated that Robin has known in-game stuff since the
time skip, and maybe even before a little,
and maybe even before. And so it goes back to when they were on Sabo Archipelago, and Rayleigh was saying like, "Hey, I can tell y'all stuff." Robin already knows how Luffy is, so we get that here where she's reading the newspaper because she is probably the most knowledgeable about world news
and about who these other people are. Look, because, like, even though Nami's smart and, like, Brooke's smart, they don't know who some of these people are.
Right. And, I mean, everyone's intelligence is geared toward a specific...
What they're good at, Whereas Robin's just is a genius. Yeah.
Like he is like the Vegapunk, right, of the Straw Hats. Robin is the archaeologist /
Big News Morgan. Like, Robin is like... Right. She understands really, she is like a history zeitgeist genius of this One Piece world.
Nami is the weather prodigy when it comes to reading the world, literally, like water, weather, navigation, anything. Like
Sanji's the genius at cooking.
but also strategy as well.
Yeah, for sure.
One of the things that I kind of wish post time skip would revisit a little bit more. But when we talk about like Mr. Prince back in Alabasta, and
making plans,
figuring out what Robin was doing during Innie's lobby and making these moves behind the scenes, that's Sanji. A major, Sanji highlight.
And I think for the final war, kind of like when they sat down with Beige, how Sanji was really important into like strategizing that. I think for the final war, it'll be a lot of Sanji, Robin, and Jinbei, because Jinbei was very important for that. I feel like those three will be the council to help Luffy determine what they're going to do.
Those are the three that you say, like, when we need a plan, those three go and they say, look, this is what we're going to do.
Because it was Sanji and Jinbei at Whole Cake.
That's it.
It was their plan, like 100%.
That's how it goes. So I love the fact that Luffy listens to Robin. But like, just let me know. Like, you don't have to tell me anymore because I'm not going to retain it. But if you think it's important, then let me know.
I trust you, Robin. And she was like, okay, I'll do that. And it's funny because I saw a video today on TikTok about Robin's relationship with Luffy and how it's wholesome. And it really is when you think about like how they, like, Robin loves him as like a brother and he loves her as a sister. And like Luffy gave Robin life. Like, and Robin is internally grateful, but she understands how he thinks so much so. Like, I think of the moment when Luffy was like, "Who's Marco?" And everybody's like, Whitebeard's first commander, this, that. And Robin's like, "He looks like a pineapple." And Luffy's like, "Oh, shit." But it's moments like those in this. It's like they're so close. She understands him and understands how to communicate to him to get the best out of him.
And we know Robin's kind of weird like that, too. But
she is,
at the same time, I also rewatched that scene recently, too. And you can tell not only did she say that because she knew that would translate, but that's also how
she feels.
Like, also think of Marco as just like this pineapple.
But great moment with Robin. Love that. Moment. That's probably the best thing. That in the Zoro moment where Zoro's like, look, bro, we got to trust Vivi. We trusted Ace. Like, have faith in our Nakama. Because Vivi's a Nakama. Just like, and I got to say to all you fucks who was coming at me, Yamato is a Nakama, and she said she wasn't going, or he said he wasn't going because they had to protect Momo's bitch ass. So Yamato should be in the crew. My bad, Christian. You understand? People was attacking me. It was like, Yamato.
I get it. I mean, I'm low key. I reacted the same way Sanji did because I did want her to come, with the crew. But I have no doubt that this is going to be
talk about that Saturday too.
Final war.
Yeah, for sure. But also, real quick, final thing I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Unlike Robin, and unlike Vivi, that's an excuse that Oda used because it conveniently worked. But realistically, Yamato couldn't join because he knows everything about the
You can't have that.
You can't have it because he knows where to go. He knows what the world like. It ruins the adventure. So he will be back for the final war. He is a Nakama, but I'm not even. Fuck the shit about protecting Momo. It is the fact that he read Oden's journal, which is why he can't come. So
I mean, there's no question about that. But I also do appreciate it because, again, this is going to probably be covered Saturday. But
definitely will.
Each time that Luffy pretty much establishes himself, he has to, now that he's a Yonko, he has to make it clear that this is his property. So Fishman
have people there too.
Is no longer, it's no longer Big Mom's territory. That is Luffy's territory.
And he has the army of the fishmen protecting it and the rest of the Sun Pirates who are essentially Luffy pirates. And with Dressrosa, he has Leo and all of them, and more so Kiros, but all of them are representatives of Straw Hats, so they're taking care of the place. Dalton with Drum Island, and it makes sense. Alabasta didn't have anyone, i.e. Cobra dying.
And that's exactly what we're dealing with here. So again, I'm a little bit confused on the Caribou thing because Caribou's been locked up in a barrel.
And like I've been thinking the whole time he represents Blackbeard's 10th commander, but I'm like, is he? Like, I still don't know.
It's weird because, again, like, I saw this on Twitter today. So, like, there's no way. And I think we see it addressed later. Like, in these panels where Zoro's messing with his blade. And then later when Luffy and Zoro are arguing, we see the barrel itself reacting a little bit.
Yep.
Are we good? You seem to be frozen. Okay.
Oh, no, I was taking a sip. Oh, no, my bad. I was just taking a sip of drink.
No. You're good. You're good.
Okay, no, we're good.
With Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, and Usopp, who has observation.
How they don't know he there?
Y'all sensed him in Fishman Island, so like,
y'all are stronger now. Like what are we doing? Like y'all sense Shanks hockey from the fucking ocean. We don't know Caribou in it.
Shanks was broadcasting his shit.
But they sensed when fucking the Marine came in and he wasn't broadcasting his shit and he was flying in the air and they knew he was there. So you telling me they don't know Caribou's next to them?
The barrel is like chained up, so like I'm not sure.
Might be Sea Stone blocking the
right.
Maybe
it could be that, but I am a little bit worried because he now knows where essentially two of the ancient weapons are effectively.
Then he gonna know where the next poneglyph. He gotta work for Blackbeard. It's gotta be that he's gonna turn on him, and then when Blackbeard, that's how Blackbeard meets them at the final poneglyph big war. Because I do believe they have to fight Blackbeard before they fight Oom.
Oh yeah.
So
no question about that. So
is that enough Straw Hat talk for the review? Anything else you got? Because Luffy's dream is just Luffy's dream, but I do like all of their reactions to it, their faces.
Yeah,
like Sanji was laughing, Nami was smiling, Chopper was like, "That's awesome, Luffy, your dream's amazing." Only Usopp was like, "You dummy." Classic.
It was very wholesome, but I don't really think that there's too much more to dissect from there.
My question is, when they gonna tell it to us? Like, now that the Straw Hats know, we gotta know. It's gotta be he wants to throw the world's greatest party. It has to be that.
I don't even know what to speculate on because like Luffy becoming Pirate King, like what kind of ambition would he have after that? Obviously, it's something that the Straw Hats are pleased about, but I don't think he's just going to be like, say something that's too generic. Like, I just want everyone to be happy or whatever.
Nah, it's gotta be that I want to make everyone smile or throw the world's greatest part. Because like Usopp's like, that's childish, it's impossible. And Luffy's like, I figure the Pirate King's the only way I can make it happen. So like, I don't know, but we gotta learn about it soon. Maybe
it could be. I mean, it could be that he wants to have a world-renowned feast or something like
that. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, other than that, it's just looking at wholesome reactions from the Straw Hats.
Mm-hmm.
I was very pleased with that. So, I mean, I think we can go into the Sabo material.
Oh, here it comes. Bro, Sabo. That dude looking at when the panel where he's looking, I didn't kill Cobra, and you see Dragon's face like, oh shit, well, what happened then? And Sabo's telling him, and basically all the gorosei's like, man, what an unlucky man. He's about to experience this now. And it's like, what's he about to experience? And they're talking, the clouds come, the fucking old corrupt prisoners like, this shit is crazy. Y'all go get it when the Navy comes. And we see a silhouette of Eam, but it's closer than we've ever seen, making me think Eam's a woman. Silhouette just looks like a woman. And boy, when he was like, it happened in the throne room at Pangea, I thought that there was no king of the world, but the empty throne wasn't empty. I saw, and then boom, nigga, bow, 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 bow. I saw, the Navy was like, wait, how did we lose the feed? Cut that shit on you niggas, bitch ass niggas. Y'all can't know about the empty throne.
Now, I saw something on Twitter today that was major. All right. So that scene where it says never existed and we see the explosion. So I don't remember the guy's name. I'll have to go find it. But he said, count the number of blasts.
Hold on. What that mean? You want me to count it right now? Tell me what it mean 16. While I count.
I'll just tell you, it's 16.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now, does that mean anything to you?
16. Damn, wait. Let me think. 16. Oh, what's it supposed to? Half of 8? What's it supposed to mean? Tell me what it's supposed to mean.
Nope. It's a reference to Doflamingo. Doflamingo used an attack against Luffy and Dressrosa called 16 Heavenly Bullets.
He did! You think that's the god? You think that's the god number or whatever?
It's either something like that, or it's the fact that Doflamingo knows so much about the world, celestial dragons.
That's what he knew?
Emulating this
attack. Okay. So
I thought that was very interesting because, it also made me think, why is Doflamingo's eyes covered by sunglasses? Does he have the same team? Does he know something, or is he connected to this, because I definitely, after I read that, I was like 16 heavenly bullets or whatever. Irrelevant.
And maybe that's why they hide his eyes, and maybe, just maybe, and it would make sense for this next part. Maybe Doflamingo is a direct relative of the family, which is why he's like, I know too much. They make him hide his eyes, and why when they went down, they allowed them to go down and live, and why they gave Doflamingo warlordship. Like, oh man, if that's the case, then gee willikers.
Right.
But this is the cleansing. Like, I call this divine Buster Call.
Now, that's also a good point. You know, the Buster Call in and of itself is probably a reference to this attack. Now, I'm not that like surprised by this, because like, for all I know, this attack is not coded in hockey. So how the hell is a fire devil fruit user gonna die?
Yeah, I think Sabo's okay. His ass might have flew out, if anything. The question is like, what happened when the water? Could he just fly the whole time? That's the real problem.
Yeah. I don't think Sabo's in any real danger. Right?
Yeah, me neither. Ooh, you know what would be smart if he flew to where Vivi's ship is, like somehow Vivi is the person who gets him.
Yeah.
Unless, and this is the other thought of, this is how we go do the final war. Vivi's kidnapped by Im.
I mean, based on what we're seeing here, with Luffy being so adamant about this, it's actually kind of interesting to me.
It is, yeah.
Bringing this back to Sanji, right? I don't think that's like the Straw Hats would have turned around for Zeph, even though Sanji probably would have wanted to. And you have Luffy here basically saying like, yeah, I'm on the route to become Pirate King, but I'm prepared to turn all the way back to get all the way back to Alabasta. And it's like, okay, if you're ready to do that for Vivi, if anything happens to Vivi, that's the impetus for a major off rip.
That's why when he said that, I was like, she could be with Sabo eventually, but if she's captured by Im and somehow Sabo figures out, relays the information to Luffy, that's final war, my boy.
Yeah. I also, aesthetically, I feel like this chapter is the chapter that Oda drew Sabo to look the most like Ace.
I did think he looked badass in this. He looked very interesting in this one.
Like, if you give him black hair, I think he looks almost identical to Ace. I don't know why. I can't really like place it, but he really looks related to Ace.
It's really the panel where he's like, I wasn't the one who killed Cobra.
Yeah.
That's the one where he looks the most like Ace.
Yeah, that's exactly the panel that I'm talking about. So I love that. I love Dragon's, frustration. You know what he said before. He said, if he killed Cobra, it doesn't really matter what his reasons are. Like, I'm gonna have to deal with him, and he's letting him know, like, dog, that wasn't me. And Dragon, really felt like it was probably Sabo. I think he was expecting something like this, but he was like,
I gotta be safe.
Do it. What happened? Like, I have to know.
Then I failed you. I agree with you. I think he believed in Sabo, but at Dragon's position, he can't give someone the benefit of the doubt because he loves them. Like, at all. He can't chance it. And I think it was more so him hurt and grieving in case that was the case. But now it's like, okay, I'm good. It's a reprieve. But at the same time, it's like, oh, wait, we now know more shit. Or it's maybe, damn, Sabo knows what I know now.
Now, here's another thing that I saw. Again, not my idea, but Emu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Emu is backwards, right? Umi, which means the sea. So what, like, I don't know what
the water devil fruit
is. I don't know what it is, but I would not be surprised if is the strongest being and has some kind of ability. Because, I mean, like, how do you just X out a map?
It might be the first devil fruit. He might have the first one, or she might.
Like the original sin or something.
Yeah, the original, Like, what if it's like
we know the sea hates devil fruits, right?
Mm-hmm. And what so if the catastrophe fruit, or like the sin fruit, where like he causes like world level, like Bible level plagues of like sea and all, like just different types of like the original sin fruit or whatever. Because that has to be a devil fruit that blasts. That can't just be unless is that Uranus from the sky? They have it.
I feel like there's no way the gorosei doesn't at least have one of the.
And what one would they have? The Sky one that drops fucking nukes on people.
And, I've been seeing this before. Why do you bring up someone like Enel and then we never cover him, right? So, we don't know if this is like one of like Enel's like ships that is like floating in the sky. Not saying it's actually Enel.
No, I know what you mean. I get what you're saying. Like, where did Enel get that idea from? Like, where did that idea generate from? Is that like a history? Because in Skypiea, if anyone would know of the Sky ultimate, the Sky weapon or whatever the three weapons are called, the what are they called? The three weapons? They're called something specific.
Talking about the ancient weapons?
Oh yeah, the three ancient weapons. If anyone would know about the Sky ancient weapon, it would be the Skypeans. And what if Inaru was like, oh wait, I learned of this. I can make something like this. Boom. That's what the Maxim is.
I'm just throwing this out there, but we know that like Enel had that floating sky, floating. So, like,
the Maxim,
What if Eam literally has like a bunch of those like satellites that are just floating around in the sky, and at any
you get that Return of the Joker laser that locks in.
Right. So
that's what that looks like.
I don't know how he's doing this so easily. It's so simple as just drawing an X and then this happens. And I get the feeling that it was pretty much instantaneous. Like,
like once he knew it was bow, it happened. Yeah.
That was it.
Exactly.
So,
it's got to be something extremely powerful, because if he's in Pangea or she's in Pangea, and like you said, he could just exit out and then boom, it happens. That's got to be some weapon. I don't see it as a devil fruit. I really don't. Like, I don't know how a devil fruit could do that, but I do think when they fight him 1v1, he could have the catastrophe, or it could be the first devil fruit, the water no me, which we've not had, not seen, not heard, nothing of.
Right.
So, that blast. Ooh.
I mean, it's made that's. I don't think we've seen a blast bigger than that. Like,
no,
people have been saying, okay, Ocean Sovereignty was the strongest attack in One Piece. It just got eclipsed easily.
And I don't know if a single person, two people could make an attack like that. Like,
I don't know.
It would have to be like, and I don't even think if you take Whitebeard's strongest attack with Kaido's strongest attack, I don't think it equals that. Like, I don't think it would take Whitebeard, Roger, Kaido, and Garp's all strongest projectile attack to maybe equal that. Maybe.
Like, all I'm saying is like Whitebeard, he could like fuck some shit up because like he could just rotate some shit to dodge it.
But that's a blast that destroyed an entire.
Cancel it out. Yeah, I don't think cancel it. I think he could be like, okay, everyone, hold on to something. I'm gonna like move the island out of the way.
Yeah, like I don't think they could Zoro block it and then like deflect it a little bit. Like I don't think that's possible. Maybe Gear 5 Luffy could tune it away, but like
Luffy, like Gear 5 Luffy could probably just turn everything into rubber
and bounce it up. Yeah. But I feel like after he did it, because it was so strong, it would
he'd be exhausted.
Yeah.
He would have to be like, yo, y'all gonna have to cover me for like 5 days after this.
Yeah, I thought you were about to say 5 hours. I was like, no, 5 days. No. You said the right thing.
He's probably gonna be out for a week. He's gonna have to like pull off some like Aokiji ice time, touch the ground, and be like, I'm about to make everything for like a 10-mile radius rubber.
Yeah.
After that, like I'm out of hockey.
That's
my fruit's drained. I'm knocked out.
What an attack! And then to say the next island, it makes me think they're going to Elbaf. Just the fact that it's snowing, Viking snow. Yeah. But like, where the fuck are they at? Where they just all now have hoodies and parkas, and boom, in the ocean we find jewelry. Fucking Bonnie. How is she alive if she's in the ocean? That makes me think, was she in the ocean? Was this that Kuma teleported her at the right time? Like, what was this? And like, she has no legs now. Did they cut off her legs?
She has legs. She's a kid. So her legs are just bent.
Oh,
if you look at her legs,
yeah, you're right. I see it now.
You see her feet.
Yeah, they're crossed. Okay, gotcha.
Now, what I am a little disappointed with is Jewelry Bonnie's bounty, right? So like she has to have been like, very, very discreet, because other than that, she hasn't been making very many waves, bro. Like 320 million.
I feel like maybe the world government, because of what she knows, they don't want to give her I think it's the opposite of Robin. I think where it's like Robin knows so much, we want to kill her to exit out, but Robin doesn't know enough to where if we threaten her, she says something, it fucks everything up. I think Bonnie knows too much to where they keep it low, and she doesn't do anything, because if she does something, not only will they kill her, but what she's afraid of is they kill her kingdom.
Yeah.
That's my theory right now. But the fact that we have Bonnie in game makes me really wonder, what the fuck does Arouge have to do with the story? Because he's not there yet. And I think Oda's saving him just like he saved Bonnie. This is interesting.
I mean, Arouge, we know, is some delineation of like Skypian. He ain't got. I would not be surprised if he's already seen literally whatever this is that
this Uranus, and they're saving him for that.
Already,
you know what? You know what'd be cool if whenever we see Arouge, it doesn't necessarily have to be with Luffy. Like, what if we get a flash to what Kid's doing, and that's where Arouge is, or a flash to what Law's doing, and that's where Arouge is?
I buy that, because I mean, look, if you're gonna come back and make the Sabadi trio relevant again, I don't see like you just being like, oh, well, they were relevant again in Wano, and now I'm just
and not drop it. Yeah, no, they're gonna definitely be relevant for the final war.
That's one of the beautiful things about One Piece, though, is that it's the world building. Like, we're not nothing is just stagnant with the Straw Hats. The world is constantly moving. So I absolutely would expect, if we're with Bonnie with the Straw Hats, it's kind of weird just to say like, oh, plot, they're going to end up running into
Arouge, Arouge. And the fact that Arouge is the only supernova we haven't been with, that I don't feel like it's going to end the story. It's like, oh yeah, Arouge, we didn't necessarily need to meet him, but he was a supernova. Like, Oda's not that type of storyteller. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we're going to meet him.
Absolutely.
But I have no Bonnie theories right now. My only thing is, the only thing I said was what we talked about early. Whenever Bonnie comes, it's in-game time with Kuma and all this shit. This might be how Luffy ends up meeting with his father. I can see that happening.
Like, I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been talking about this, and unfortunately, I don't think, we didn't get to see Dragon's reaction to 3 billion on his son. We didn't get to see Dragon's reaction to Nika, who I have no doubt that he knows.
1,000%.
Like, if there's a time where Dragon's like, all right, let's find out where my son is. Let's coordinate. It's about time.
And like, maybe it's let's plan something for when you're ready. Like, Luffy's like, I'll help you, but I got to do my dream first. I.e. with Zoro brought up to him, like, we got to go to Laugh Tale. And maybe Dragon knows if you go there, that will set off what I need for you to do. So maybe.
I mean, you got to think about, like, his son's now at Yonko, right? So he's, at this point, Dragon, I'm not going to speculate too much on Garp, but you now have two relatives in the highest positions
of the world.
Both factions. Right, you have the strongest faction of pirate at your disposal, and you effectively, even though he doesn't have the rank, we all know Garp is effectively fleet admiral
essentially
tier. So you've got both factions right there, and then you've got Sabo.
The Roche,
So I mean,
a flame emperor. It's time. Yeah, no, 100%. We're in the end game now. But that's pretty much everything. Saturday, we will do a deep dive into all the things we were talking about, because we got to talk about Marshall D. Teach and Boa. We got to talk about Kobe with the Rocky Port incident. And if Kobe's in the Rocky Port incident, how did Law play into this? Because Law was supposed to be the mastermind of the Rocky Port incident. Wayne Chi's alive. So much stuff to discuss Saturday.
So, like, the one thing I do have to say, though.
Oh, go ahead.
You know I'm a Zoro stan, right? So the only thing I'm going to say here is I made a thread about this on Twitter today. So it goes back to the Mihawk thing in Marineford where he cut the tidal wave, right? So I was thinking, I said, I remember Dressrosa when he was trying to cut Pika. It was never a problem for him to cut Pika, especially when he was, giant. But he said, like, I can't really cut him from a distance. So when I was reading this, I said, okay, Zoro's bird dance was able to cut this giant, water tsunami, warm eddy, whatever it was supposed to be. And it seemed like he did it from a pretty far away distance.
Yeah.
So in game, it's still not Mihawk level.
But he close.
I can finally start to compare, like, a giant body of water got sliced from a distance. Mihawk effectively sliced a giant body of water.
You're getting close.
In game, like what I was talking about at the end of Wano, these guys are starting to look
like they're supposed to. Yeah,
they're good. Sanji here, again, his observation haki is at the highest level whenever it pertains to a woman. So he was able to sit. I don't think Luffy or Zoro could tell you, like, oh, there's a woman there.
Yeah.
Sanji, no, there's a woman.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even realize that they teamed that. Sanji saw it, Zoro cut it, Luffy got it. Yo, the boys, the big three, we're there, man. We are literally almost there to where, and not just like a Yonko crew where Kaido's the strongest, king and queen, they're okay. Like, no. Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji are about to be able to fight anybody. Like, Zoro is about to be, like, if Luffy's Pirate King strongest Yonko, Zoro's about to be as strong as, like, the second strongest Yonko, and Sanji's about to be as strong as the third strongest Yonko, which is nuts.
You have to be, though. I mean, like, if we're going to
And Jinbei is going to easily be as strong as the fourth strongest Yonko. Easy. Like, what do we...
You have to. And so, like...
If that's Big Mom, Jinbei already stood up to that bitch.
Look at how many people in the Straw Hats could have saved Bonnie. Yep. Jinbei could have jumped into the water and went into the tidal wave or the warm eddy and got her. Sanji could have, like, moonwalked and then blue walked through the water and got her. Zoro could cut it open.
Nami could have Zeus, like, split it open.
I mean, they're competent. They're very
Frankie would have swung, like, shot himself like a cannon through the ball.
Yes.
The only person who probably couldn't do it was Brooke, because, like, how would he get? But he could have maybe.
Maybe, but like, Brooke
he could have maybe freezed it. Yeah,
freeze part of it. Yeah.
So, 100%. I'm excited. Saturday is going down. Christian, tell the people they can follow you on social media.
Yeah, so I'm on social media at Hollinger94 or Design Season LLC on all platforms.
Make sure y'all go follow him. If you need some art done, commission, y'all go hit up my guy, Christian. He has some of the best art out there. Y'all go follow my man. Y'all follow me at LinBWT, follow Bros Who Think at Bros Who Think. Be sure to check out Anime Talk. The most recent episode is out now. It's great. Check that out. The Bros Who Think podcast, by the time you guys hear this, will be out. Bros Who Binge, by the time you guys hear this, will be out. And both of those will be phenomenal. Bros Who Binge, Schubert and I talking Emmys. We're talking House of the Dragon. We're talking a whole bunch of other shit. He made the notes. And that's going down. And then Saturday, like Christian and I said, we're recording another One Piece video to discuss everything that is going down in the One Piece world. We're going to give our post thoughts on Wano. So basically what you can expect, our thoughts on Wano as a whole, our thoughts on post Wano actions like Shanks, Mihawk, Cross Guild. We're talking Blackbeard. We're talking Boa Hancock. We're talking, why did Blackbeard want Boa Hancock's fruit? Because that's still bothering me. We're talking Kobe, and we're going to talk about the world as a whole that's not necessarily pertaining to the Straw Hats. So you can find... That'll be out. I'll put that out Sunday. So Sunday, you'll get that. And then next week, run it back. All the shit is back. So be sure to tune into all that. Subscribe to the YouTube and follow us on Twitter. But for Christian, my name is Lyndon. You guys have a good one. You will hear from us on Sunday. Until then, peace.